Hi, everybody. This is Cy with the Rambling Film Group. Welcome to this podcast on this lovely Wednesday evening. We're here to talk about some news with the movie industry, some other stuff, because it's been a busy week this past couple of days, surprisingly. So we decided that we would, from now on, actually, what we're going to do is record a video on Wednesday talking about the news that's dropped from the past week or so, and then every Sunday we're going to do our movie reviews from the past week. So be on the lookout for that. Again, since we're new, we're trying to figure out what's the best way to get you guys content. We think this will work very well for everybody involved, and we also think it'll help you guys as far as deciding what videos that you're interested in and what you want to watch. That way you're not watching long videos that has stuff that you just don't care about. So on that note, my name's Cy, and I want to introduce my co-host for tonight. First, we have the lovely Kelsey.
Hi guys.
And then again, the man that started all this, like I said last time, we would not be here without him. Not at all. We got Chuck.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you're having a great week so far. I know we are here over at RFG. I was going to say the wrong letter. I don't know how. When I came up with the thing. Well, actually, I think somebody else came up with the name, so credit to them. But anyways, glad you're taking a little bit of time out of your day to go ahead and check us out, listen to us, however you're finding the content. Just glad you're doing it. So, without further ado, I say let's go ahead and just jump right into the stories, because as I was saying, we don't want to make our things too long. People have a tough time trying to find the specific thing they want to hear about. So we're jumping right into it, everybody. First story that we are going over tonight actually just came out today. So it's a very recent story. I think probably in the last couple of hours too. It wasn't even announced this morning. But yeah. So that announcement, it's a casting announcement from WB for Wonder Woman 2. Pedro Pascal has been added to the cast as a male lead. It's not yet been disclosed what character this is, so we don't have a lot to go off of at this point. But that's just they knocked it out the park the first time, and they're just adding more and more talent into the sequel. So I don't have any hesitation on it. I'm excited for what's coming, and it's cool that they got another great and diverse actor in the movie. So I'm ready to see who he is and what this movie's gonna be. Your guys' thoughts, and who wants to go first?
Cyrus.
I'll go first. Okay, thank you, Kelsey. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this. I like Pedro Pascal. I've only seen him in Narcos. I haven't seen much else from him, but he killed his role in that, so I'm looking forward to see what he does in Wonder Woman 2. Again, Wonder Woman so far has been the best film, the best overall film that DC has done in the past 2 years. I won't say overall, but the past couple of years,
I was gonna say I have an argument, but you said the 2 years, so I take it back. I'm good.
I saw your face, so I was like, let me put my time limit on here, because it's not. I don't think it's the best DC film.
Jump right in.
Yeah, no, it's not the best DC film so far, but past 2 years, that's the only one DC's gotten right. So, as far as what's coming forward, Wonder Woman 2 is probably my most anticipated movie that DC and WB is doing. I really hope that that moving forward they don't mess that up, because they killed it the first time. I feel like they should continue that the second time and improve on it, because there were a couple of things that me and we've talked about before that weren't really great. They kind of brought the movie down just a tad bit. So hopefully, they learn from their mistakes that they had in that first one, because they were obvious, and they can make a great movie moving forward. And again, I think Pedro will help in doing that. So those are my thoughts on that. How about you, Kelsey?
So yeah, I mean, there we go. We got this. I agree with you guys. Just adding more talent. If there's something that WB has done correctly, it's been the casting for
Absolutely.
all these things. So whatever they want to do casting wise, I'm going to be okay with, because everything else has been gold. And then for Wonder Woman, with all of that, that's their shining star right now at WB. That's their baby. That's their saving grace. That's what they got. So I'm hoping that they just because Patty Jenkins is still directing this film, right?
Yeah.
just let her do her thing. And I think
Like
they
last
will. I think they will. I think they're not going to be so stupid as to screw with the thing that has been the most successful for them. I mean, I can't say for sure because you just never know. But I hope they won't be that stupid. So I'm thinking, whatever she wants to do with his character, whatever she has in mind, I'm on board with.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Say something real quick.
Yeah.
Like the point that you're saying, like she's their shining star right now.
Yeah, she is.
Like I was at Target earlier today, and they have like some movies, most recent movies, just kind of on a display case as you're going down the line to check out.
Mhm.
And for the 4K cover of Justice League, they have like kind of a how's it right? I guess kind of like the the flying V that ducks do.
The Mighty Ducks.
Oh yeah.
You know how like that, so it kind of like comes. It's a point in
Yeah.
the front and kind of comes out. they had Wonder Woman in the front, so they had Wonder Woman in the front, and then Superman a little bit further up than Batman on the other side. So they still have the Trinity, but it's as Wonder Woman's great and everything, but I bet you 2 years ago nobody would assume that if we're having a Justice League movie come out, that it's going to end up being Wonder Woman that is, seen in that in that
promo in the promo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just speaks to how well that connected and resonated with everybody, and all power to them.
Yeah.
And then sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just say real quick. The only thing I've seen, and it would be the same thing for you, I think too. Pedro Pascal is he is spoiler alert. For if you haven't seen Kingsman 2 yet, but he's the guy that ends up being the true villain in that film.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
so,
I'm horrible with actors, so fair warning for all of these things. I'll recognize people once they're there. I'm just bad at names.
So I'm the same way. I'm terrible with names. I can recognize the faces, but if you ask me that person's name, like it's not gonna happen. I haven't. Speaking of Kingsman 2, I haven't finished it. Like I watched the 45 minutes of it and didn't finish it, but it is on my like high list of stuff that I really want to finish. So I'm gonna do that. Just another note on Wonder Woman though, I do want to say I think this proves that in the super hero genre that you can have a woman lead and fans will still love it. It doesn't always have to be, Batman or Superman or Iron Man, which I think, just kind of a little switch here, kind of looking forward, I feel like Marvel is going to have Captain Marvel be one of the leaders in Phase 4 and beyond. I think her and Spider-Man are going to be like their Iron Man and Captain America, how it is now. They're really going to push those two forward in Phase 4 moving forward. And again, it just shows that in the times that we live in, that women can take these amazing lead roles and kill it. Like, there's no reason why it always has to be a male, which I think is awesome.
I got you. I was going to say, those two and T'Challa, I think that's I
Yeah.
think that's going to be their trinity.
Yeah.
Forward. No, so, which is pretty cool, because that's pretty diverse, at least, between gender and race.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool thing. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Now you mention it. So, all right. Do we have any other thoughts on that?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I was gonna say my bad if I spoiled Kingsman 2 a little bit for you.
I
I'm
don't-
trying to keep it safe.
I don't care.
All right, I just trying to be safe.
It's been out for a while.
Yeah, there's really no excuse. There's really no excuse as to why I haven't finished it.
I was probably close to a year now, so I was like feeling like it's only because we just watched it a couple months ago. It didn't come out a couple months ago.
Because everybody was like, it's not good, it's utter garbage. So we were like, well, we don't want to waste our money. This is before we had Movie Pass and we could just see anything we want.
Shout out Movie Pass.
Shout out Movie Pass. That's the next thing we're gonna get.
Movie Pass,
That's
Netflix,
the
come talk to us.
But because everybody was like, it's crap. I actually enjoyed it. Is it as good as the first one? No. Is it the best action, like almost spy type thing I've ever seen? No, definitely not. Was it fun? Did I enjoy it? Yes, it is.
It's definitely entertaining.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, we're not talking about Kingsman 2 right now. Who knows if there'll be a third one? I don't know. Anyways, next story. We're switching to animation, okay? But sticking with DC, actually. So there was recently released, I think it came out today, right, Sal?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. Kelsey hasn't got a chance to watch it. I'm assuming, Sal, you haven't got a chance to watch it yet either.
Not yet. It'll probably be the first thing I watch when I go home, though.
Okay, got you. But anyway, we wanted to make sure we just like touched on it, announced, because I know if you're like me, I forgot all about it. But there is a new animated movie called Suicide. Is it Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay? Is
You
that
got
the
it
subtitle?
right. I was waiting to see if you were going to remember the full name.
I got it.
I don't have money,
I'm
not.
decent up here every now and then. Oh, wow, that look said a lot. If you, did we catch that look, everybody? I don't know, but it said a lot right there. My memory's not all.
Uh-oh.
It's pretty bad.
It's the worst.
Anyways, so I'm proud of myself for keeping
He
it.
should get a lot of credit for that because really
Yeah.
it's so bad. It's so bad.
Because I didn't even write it down in my notes either.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering if you were going to remember it, because I was looking at the notes, and I was like, he didn't even put the full thing down in the notes. He's not going to remember it for the video.
Yeah, I chapped it in there. I got it.
Anyway,
Anyways, it was released today. So, hopefully we will get a chance. I know Sai at least, but hopefully we also will get a chance to watch it for the weekend,
Probably
and then
Friday.
we can talk about it on Sunday.
Yep.
And just Sunday, it's gonna be good that we're switching that kind of format. We're doing kind of news today, and then Sunday we'll talk about all the reviews, because at this point we got some catching up to do. We have a good amount to talk about, because we haven't done a review in a little bit, and actually that bums me out. I feel bad, but it's just it's the growing pains of this. We're trying to make it work. But logistics, time, everybody. We got other things that we're doing, so we're doing our best to make it work. So look out for that coming this weekend. The only thing I can say about the movie right now is I saw like a little, just like a quick tweet review on Twitter, and they said it was the bloodiest DC animation movie they have seen. So that alone, that's pretty intriguing.
It's
I'm
rated
curious what it's
R.
gonna look like. Is it rated R?
It is rated R, and I'm so happy.
Oh yeah, it is interesting how they're kind of experimenting more and more with rated R with their animation, because I know they did that Killing Joke movie,
Mm-hmm.
which I heard was kind of so. I
so-
never saw it.
So here's the thing. The Killing Joke comic book in general, fans are really iffy on because of the ending. And that's the same issue with the movie. Like, the ending it's just not a typical Batman Joker ending. So it kind of throws a lot of people off. Up until the ending, everything's great. But that ending is just so off that fans really do debate whether they like it or not.
Gotcha. Okay. Did you have anything you want to say about it?
just that the movie's being released? No.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. I think.
No.
Yeah, Kelsey didn't have
It's
any
being
comments on that one.
Go watch
I
it.
like the energy there.
Thank you.
What was it? The other thing I was gonna say is, I'm betting that we will probably enjoy that more than the live action movie that we got, and it is sad that that trend is happening as often as it is. So, pick it up, WB, pick it up, DC. I have faith in you. I want so desperately to love what you guys do. So please appease me as your fan. Other people too, but me especially.
Me especially.
Just
Yeah.
him especially. On that topic of the animated movies being better than what the DCU's, bringing. We talked about this earlier. If you compare the DCU movies to their animated counterparts, they're almost always better. Almost like there's really not one I can think of that I would take the DCEU version over the animated version. And then as far as the Suicide Squad movie being better than the live one that we got, Batman Attack on Arkham, which is technically more of a Suicide Squad movie than it is a Batman one, is better than the live action that we got. So I would expect this one to be way better, especially since we're getting the R rating. So, WB, DC, whatever you're doing, just stop doing it and do something else, please.
Keeping in line with DC animation, it's a little DC heavy. I don't know if that's just because they're doing more, or honestly, it might be because it just gets covered as much as it does because everybody wants to know what's going on with it. It's because it's kind of, sad to say, but it's kind of one of those train wreck situations where you can't help but watch. I feel like we're at a point where, at least now, the wreck has happened. There's no more explosions or anything like happen, and we're watching like the ambulance and paramedics arrive, and hopefully they're resuscitating victims and loading them up into the ambulance, getting them to the hospital. I know I did an extended metaphor and everything like that.
It's a dark one.
Right?
But no, I'm telling you, the light at the end of the tunnel, because they're resuscitating, they're doing the CPR, they're putting the mask on people, they're doing out the paddles and bringing people back to life.
Sure, he might.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, he might be brought back to life, but let's be honest. For some fans, DC and WB has screwed up for so long. They're resuscitating the dude, but he's always gonna have no legs. Like, you can't fix that.
So it could be, like $1 million baby situation where they're like, I don't want it this way. And
this is the last one. I knew it was gonna get said. Wow, we're getting dark. I knew it was gonna be this way.
Well,
keeping in line with the DC animated stuff, there's been casting for the Death of Superman film, the animated movie that's coming out.
yes, I'm really excited about it. There was like a 9-minute trailer / just kind of preview discussion on the movie, so
Yeah.
I'm super excited about it because if you didn't already know, I'm a massive Superman fan. He's my hero. He's my favorite fictional character. So I'm super excited for this to get like a more comic accurate interpretation of the Doomsday battle, because we've seen it a couple times where it's between like Justice League cartoon and DVS, and there was the first DC animated movie that came out that basically launched that kind of studio was a Superman Doomsday story, but this looks like it's actually going as close to the comic storyline as possible, since it is also a two-parter with the reign of the Supermen being the sequel. Anyways, we don't want to go too far into it. Go ahead and check out the trailer of that 9-minute preview if you're a fan like me, because actually the whole Justice League is in it too. Like everybody, even Martian Manhunter, like everybody's in it. So I'm super excited for this one.
I think he's so underrated.
But you're right, 100%. That's something we should cover at another point. I would argue to say that is the biggest character DC has that they have shown, at least live action, have shown absolutely no love whatsoever so far, and he's due, because he's a great character.
He's a great character, and he's a freaking badass. Like, he is
visually
comparable
what they could do
to Superman in terms of power and capabilities and what he's able to do, and so they can do so many good things with it. But all we see is him on Supergirl, where he's basically useless. Sorry, okay,
neutered and everything. We'll talk about the DC shows at some point. But yeah, just coming out that he's got comparable power to Superman and comparable brain power to Batman. So you didn't like how I did that?
I would say more, but
I'm just saying for the people.
Again, I'm just saying. Anyway, yes, he's amazing.
The point, the actual note I had on here. Sorry, we rambled. We live up to the namesake. Was that just a really interesting casting decision that I'm super excited for? Is that they added Rainn Wilson to that voice cast as Lex Luthor. So I think that's really cool, given as many like shout outs we got to Lex as he played Dwight on The Office. So I just wanted to cover that. I know I took a lot longer to talk about everything. I was more excited than I expected. But yeah, I think that's really cool that he's getting his opportunity to do Lex. Because something tells me Rainn Wilson may have had a little bit of a hand in some of those lines.
Oh, probably. He was like, no, put it as this.
So yeah. Thoughts, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the Rainn Wilson casting, that's like the only new addition. Everybody else has done previous work in this Justice League War kind of universe that they're doing for the animated series. I think he's a great choice. My love for The Office is very known. It's one of my all-time favorite shows, and Rainn Wilson is one of my favorite, actors on that show, period. So seeing him do other stuff, especially voiceover, I think it'll be perfect. I'm excited to see what he does with the character Lex, and I'm excited to see what they do with those two movies because, like you said, we've seen the Superman Doomsday fight a couple of times, but it's kind of, the best one is that Superman Doomsday animated film that kind of launched everything, but
Agreed.
that came out so long ago that it can
I
be.
think 10 years. I think actually it might be like 11 now. I think it came out in 2007.
Yeah, I think so. So it's time to redo that one. Fans, a lot of fans had complaints about Doomsday in Batman vs Superman. So the animated, crew, they can kind of hopefully fix this for people. They showed Doomsday in that 9-minute trailer. He looked pretty cool in my opinion. So
Okay.
I don't have any complaints about what it looks like they're going to be doing with the film. I can't remember. Did they say in the trailer whether that was going to be rated R or not, or did they not say?
They did not, but I honestly I can't imagine that it will be. Like we've kind of touched on this before. As much as I love BVS the Ultimate Edition, yeah, I kind of there shouldn't be a movie starring Superman that's rated R. He should be, even if the situation is super, dour and dark, he should be the light in the situation, which he still is in BVS, but they just didn't play into that much. But just all that to say, I don't think there should ever be a situation where you're watching Superman and it's rated R.
Well, I think there already is an animated movie that has Superman that's rated R.
Which one is that?
I'm trying to think of the name. It's not like a Superman focus movie, but he is in it, or at least I think he's in it, and I think it's rated R. So, let's see, because wasn't The Dark Knight Returns rated R, or was that PG-13?
That's a good point. Okay, so I'll make an amendment to my statement. Basically, one in which Superman is still being seen as the hero. No, shouldn't be rated R.
Okay.
I don't think there's an issue with that.
Yeah, I don't think there's an issue with that. Superman has some dark comics. Like I know you like to see him as the light, but some of his stories, like yes, he's the light, but the story overall is still dark, and he goes through a lot of stuff. So I mean, if you want to see that done correctly, yes, you have to kind of make it rated R. He can still be the light in an R-rated movie.
I get what you're saying. I'm just simply saying, at least in terms of live action. So I guess it's more fine with animated. I'll concede that and everything. But when you're doing live action, just from a studio standpoint, honestly, from the executive money-making standpoint of it, Superman is a character that you need to keep light. And you can have a dark situation around him, but you have to maintain a greater sense of him ushering that darkness out. And that's part of the reason why Batman v Superman didn't connect with a lot of audience. Well, I'm fine. I don't have trouble seeing different interpretations of it. I love it. But I can also understand when other people have some more qualms about it. Now, I think it's ridiculous if they just get mad because he was mopey or whatever like that. That's kind of a bad argument. But I can understand that they don't want to see that character, at least that bogged down by the situation and kind of delving or being forced, honestly, by the circumstances into as low of a situation before he comes back up. So I don't know. That's my personal take.
Okay,
I think if you're doing live action, just if you're gonna get, you want to. I'm sorry, I'm going on, but we went down this road, so I apologize. Superman should always be a character that you should be comfortable bringing your kids, even younger kids, to see in a live action movie.
Okay.
That's all right.
Here's my one question for you, because we talked about this before. You wouldn't mind seeing Injustice done live, right?
Correct.
Have you read the comics?
Yes.
So in the beginning, when the Joker kills Lois while she's pregnant, and Superman just finds out and goes on a rampage, you don't think that should be rated R if they were to do it live?
No.
He punches through Joker.
His chest. He punches him through.
Yeah.
Let me qualify my statement. What I'm saying is, when he is the hero, when he is who we expect and want him to be all the way, and in essence, remaining the hero the whole way through, what I said should apply. Now, if you're going just like, you're going an Injustice storyline, yes, it deserves to be like an R rating because it is you're right. He punches his arm right through.
Right
Sorry, camera.
And that's just at the
Punches his arm.
beginning. He does
Right,
he does a
yeah,
lot of
that's
other
super
stuff through the
Because
movie that's worse than that.
He's not Superman at that point anymore. He's crossed the line and not just crossed it. He is just as fast as he can fly, shot past it. He is no longer
Dang it.
anymore. He is just plain and simple. He is a villain at that point. So yeah, if you're showing him as a villain, then yeah, go nuts, go all the way with it. But if he is a hero and you want to portray him heroically, then no, I don't think he should be in something as dour that can serve an R rating.
But
So do you understand the contradiction that you're saying?
yes, that's what I was gonna say. Here's what you're saying. Like basically, you're saying like if he's going to be the hero, then he can't be in a dark film. No, that is what you're saying.
So,
Because if it's going to be dark, if it's going to be R-rated, you're saying, like, if he's going to be the hero of that film, and his surroundings basically are where it's going to make it R, it shouldn't be happening. But at the same time, you like the darkness and the seriousness and the arc of that Superman goes through to get where he is in the current DCEU.
and not
so
just
you are just a walking contradiction.
and not just that, not to harp on you, but you also stated any movie that Superman is in, parents should feel comfortable to bring their kids to. But you also want Injustice done live. Like that's.
I'm trying to. We're talking through it. And I recognize that I could be speaking more clearly and accurate. All right, I'm trying to qualify my statement. Okay?
All right, but you only get like a minute because we're not doing.
All right, fine. Well, you guys. What are you guys supposed to do when you just bag onto me right now? So my point is, okay, I understand what you're saying. I will qualify it the best way I can. For me, from a I want to be a filmmaker. So from a filmmaker standpoint, and also from a producer executive standpoint, when you're doing Superman, it is in your best interest if you are portraying him as a hero. Well, first off, it's for everybody. You want your hero to get as many butts in the seats as possible. When you're doing someone like Superman, that's a classic, just timeless character like it is, you should be thinking and it is in your best interest to portray him in a light that you feel comfortable bringing your young children to see. Okay? So as much as I love Man of Steel, as much as I love Batman v Superman, I'm working on my own Superman project. I've talked to both of these people about it. And I'm not creating him in a story where it's that dark. Because I don't think of it. I don't think of him in that story. Now, do I love the take that Zack Snyder does? And will I defend the hell out of it? Yes, because I love it. But would I do it that way? Probably not. Because I think he's better served, even if you create darkness around him, having him be a brighter spot. And having him be a person that you are fine having your kids see the adventure.
F them kids.
I can't say that about Batman v Superman. I can like two different versions of him. I feel like I'm warranted to do that.
All right.
Anybody else? Anybody else have a retort? Because it seemed like you guys were just kind of like, tag team and like.
We'll have to. We'll just.
You see it too, right?
I'll just have to. I'll just have to agree to disagree with you on this one.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
And instead of further pointing out your contradictions,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah, that too.
All right, well, fine. Yeah, you better. I guess you guys should, because I'm just gonna keep fighting. So whatever. Yeah.
Anyway, Rainn Wilson was cast as Lex Luthor in the Death of Superman film. That's how we got here, and that was basically all the news that we had to share.
Other people will get it. Other people will get what I'm saying. If you're a Superman fan, you get what I'm saying.
I mean, then they're contradicting themselves as well, but we won't get into that.
Zai, we need to hang out. Like, not on screen. He is such a contradiction all the time. All the time. This is what I do. I'm just like, no, Charlie, you can't actually think both ways. And it's funny because he is an incredibly smart person. He
Well,
is so smart.
Well, here's the
So
thing.
it's funny that someone so smart can be so contradictory.
Well, here's the
sometimes.
thing. I don't think there's a problem contradicting yourself. You just have
No, I
to,
don't
no,
either.
but it's one thing to contradict yourself, and it's another thing to contradict yourself and not realize that you're contradicting yourself. Like,
You don't think I don't realize? Or, like, wait, I have to say this because Logan's will completely tank this episode with this.
I can always.
It'll turn into
And-
like 2 pieces of news and then a Superman debate.
And I guarantee you, I will get in my feelings.
Yes, we know.
Hi, thank you everybody for watching this episode of the Rambling Film Group podcast. We do want to thank you for your time. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button if you want more content from us here in the future. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Ramblers_group. And we also have a Facebook page at the Rambling Film Group.